consumption can be divided into staples. We own very less of that, negligible. Durables. So see, this transition of the Indian economy from $2.5 trillion to $5 trillion GDP, right? The linear growth in GDP will produce non-linear growth opportunities in certain businesses, right? So basically, these stocks are a play on those consumers, really coming up in a much bigger way, their aspirations, availability of finance. I'm sure many of you have seen how consumer durable financing, which was non-existent, became a very big thing led by a company called Bajaj Finance. Now there's a new concept called buy now pay later, BNPL, which all the fintechs are using. Okay, and all of this will drive consumption at a faster pace. Your rising income, rising aspirations, easy availability of finance, digitization driving the whole growth rates. There are many things which will play out. I mean, let me give you an example. What is happening to Voltas? So Voltas is a consumer company, consumer durables company. It has a 25% market share in air conditioners in India. It is the number one company. The second company is less than half of their size. They're now launching they've now launched washing machines, ovens, this, that, in tie-up with a European company, right? And they already have a big distribution network in place. They already have a brand in place, right? Now, India's AC penetration is the lowest in the world. With work from home, I'm sitting in an air-conditioned room. Many of the people want air conditioning in this heat. And so Voltas is selling more air conditioners, right? And with all of this indigenization and making of air conditioners in India, right, potentially they will have greater control over the whole value chain, and maybe some benefits will come out eventually, right? So and they have the pricing power to pass on the cost increases in steel, aluminium, and other commodities. So net, what should one do? Should one not own a Voltas? Should one not own a Maruti? Because India wants cars. I mean, Indians want cars. And all of these concepts have got a big boost after the COVID pandemic. Personal mobility. People who have one car want safety of their child and wife and want to buy a second car. People who could afford to buy a car but were not buying a car are looking to buy a car. So basically, the number of first-time buyers proportion in Maruti's purchases have shot up dramatically. People are not replacing the old cars that much, but the first-time buyers have shot up, right? So there are so many of these powerful trends, right, that are playing out. I give you just 2 examples, but I can give you 25 examples like this, where we believe that the consumption story of India, right, is likely to be very strong. And let me also highlight to you, if you want to become a car company in India, it's not very easy. Honda tried, Toyota tried, Renault tried, General Motors tried, Ford tried, Chrysler, everybody tried and have left India or have downsized the operations, right? There are only 2 companies which account for 70% of the sales, Maruti and Hyundai, right? There's one company called Voltas which accounts for 25% of the air conditioning. To create a brand, to create a distribution network, to offer a correct product, to offer the value for money that the Indian consumer wants is the more difficult part. And they say that if you are at the right place at the right time, I believe that $2.5 to $5 trillion is the right time, and India is the right place. And the next decade is going to be very, very exciting for these consumer companies. So should I now trade them for something which is going to do very well in the next 6 months? But then how will I buy them back? It's not easy to buy these consumer franchises back. It is very easy to sell them. I mean, I can give you Kajaria Ceramics is the market leader in ceramics, right? Tiles, you sell it. Then what do you do? When you want to buy, you can buy whenever you like. You cannot do that, right? So there are so many such beautiful, it is very easy to give up your good companies when the next 3 months look bad. But if the next 10 years look very good, then giving them up is those, like those 30 best days in the market, 18 of which are hidden in the bear market, right? The same applies to stocks. So I think these are a few things that one has to be careful about. And I believe that when these long-term stories play out, right, if you own the right stocks, if you own them for the right amount of period of time, you allow the patience to compound your gains over a period of time. That's when true multi-baggers happen, and we've seen many of these multi-baggers play out for us over a period of time.